Welcome to episode 189 of the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. It's your host, Mason. On the move tonight, we got Hayes Holla.
Man, it's just like it's me and you at this point. What happened?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much is.
Is that the first time I've seen that smoky entrance, that smoky intro? I don't recall that.
We've done it a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that was dope.
Because to be honest, in this season of life, I don't have too much time to update the video every week. So I took off the episode videos.
Yeah.
And that's like our stock video right now. So
Well, that's dope.
thanks.
I don't know if
the
I've ever
smoke.
seen it. The smoke is sick.
Yeah. So welcome. Episode 189. We're here. Hurricane's hitting Florida right now. So if you're in Florida, hope you're safe. Staying safe.
Praying for you.
We had a lot of downloads on the podcast in the last 2 weeks.
Really?
A lot. Yeah. Like old episodes, new episodes, the whole 9 yards. So
nice.
Yeah, maybe a new subscriber or two popped in.
Thanks for listening, whoever you are.
Thank you for listening.
Appreciate it.
Please go hit the Instagram at Still Drippin' TN. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe, all the things. And you know what? We've had some sneaker news hitting the last few.
It feels like it. And look, we're back to obviously Mason working on the production quality here. It's not going to be the ghetto screen share like you had last week.
Hey, I liked that. I think every now and then we do have to switch it up and let you kind of be the host.
Okay.
It kind of surprises me.
All right.
I especially like that you send most of the things like through Instagram to me, but I like the surprises. It kept me on my toes.
All right.
I got
well, let's do that more regularly.
All right. I think so. Just a bit of announcements. We always have to go through announcements. You're on vacation next week, so you're day to day.
I will be 50-50,
but questionable. I was thinking the week after. Well, that'll be our last podcast before the NBA season starts. So if you can make it, that'd be great. I still think I might have Matt Clark. I know he's a big Knicks fan. Might have him join.
If you're gonna have somebody like I'll have to carve out the window, but I will be.
Don't feel like you have to. We could hold it down.
I'm not gonna feel like I have to, but how am I not gonna be on an NBA episode?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think of some creative questions. Definitely some sneaker profiling.
Oh yeah.
And then see where it goes with an NBA preview. It's not going to be about basketball as much, obviously, like we normally do. Our previews are not too much sports focused.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of betting can be mixed in if we can get Dan to do Dan Duel. You know what? If Landon jumps on, he has no clue about the NBA, but we could do Landduel. You never know. Otherwise,
hey, there was a funny moment.
Yeah, go for it.
Speaking of this week, we had a funny moment where he actually sent our text group a picture of a pair of shoes that we spoke about before he even saw them on the podcast last week. Yeah, I was like, Landon, if you'd listened to the podcast that you're a member of,
even if
you'd have known about these.
Correct. Even if you're not on, all you got to do is listen.
At least every other episode.
Amen.
Right. Come on.
Amen. Oh, goodness.
All right. Sorry.
Dropped my phone with my notes, so let me pick that up. Sorry. Bad podcast.
The fact that you have
video
notes is...
Well, it's more of like Instagram post, so I can provide detail when you ask me about some certain thing. But you know what? We're good about mixing in some new segments or new old segments. We're not very consistent on our segments, but I'll say we like to keep it fluid. We like to keep you on your toes, and so I wanted to kick off the podcast with, did you know this was a thing?
Oh.
So this was a thing apparently back in 1992.
So I'm going to remember it maybe.
Maybe. But it made a return in 2018. And I had no idea about this. None whatsoever. Did you know that Nike in 1992 made an Air Max 90/1 combining the two shoes? And it came back out in 2018.
No.
This is a picture from 2018. Oh, no, it's not here. It didn't come through on the slides.
Oh,
let me screen share.
Yeah, do it. Bad radio. Go to YouTube, you idiots.
Oh, here. Let me pull it up. You know what? That was terrible. I can't believe
you got me. That was a joke. Maybe it was just a joke. Big news.
It was just a joke. Tricked you. That's my son's favorite thing. Hey, Daddy, did you see what we just passed? There was a house on top of a tree. Kidding you. That's a whole car ride.
Have you gotten to where he'll just randomly try to scare you?
Try to carry me?
Scare you.
Scare me?
Yeah, wait till you get to that phase where they hide around the corner and everywhere you go, and 1 out of every 100 they'll actually scare you and you get upset.
All right, I'm gonna bad radio this. Let me blow myself up here. See if you can see these.
Yeah,
Air Max 1 upper with the sole.
2018?
I think that was in 2018.
Wow. Okay, but that is actually from 1992.
92 had some different colorways, like the white and red was a popular colorway, like the Air Max 1.
No, this is news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. It's got the Nike Air, like it's pretty much a full Air Max 1, with the lifted heel of the Air Max 90 and the whole sole, midsole.
The wedge looking thing.
Yeah, and I think it looks really cool. I mean, it doesn't look that different, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
But I kind of would have liked to see the reverse of it. The Air Max 90 upper with the Air Max 1 sole. But yeah, so you had never heard of that either, right?
No. Yeah, taught me something.
I don't know. I was just, it actually came about because, you see these cool sneaker mock-ups, and I found a new AI tool, and so I was trying to do, can you mock up a 90 with a 1? And then it just pulled up an article that was like,
it exists.
Here it is. It's like, oh, okay. So yeah, I was trying to do something creative. In fact, nothing's creative nowadays. Yep.
Nothing new under the sun.
That's right. Nothing new under the sun. And I don't really have a good segue, but we got a bunch of sneaker free agents, apparently. And number 1, Tyrese Halliburton signing with Puma.
Did you know he was a free agent?
Didn't know he was a sneaker free agent. I think when I saw this post that people were showing last year, he wore Nike, Puma, and
he was known for his Kobe PEs. So that's interesting that he bailed on that. You know what it comes down to, bruh?
It's all about
How are you
going to
pass? How are you going to pass?
Yeah, it's all about the money. Man, I'm really lagging over here, so I apologize.
You seem fine to me.
Okay. You're a little choppy on my side, but that's all right. We're going to keep rolling. Yeah, does this mean anything for Puma? Does he get a signature shoe?
Do you feel like he sells shoes? I like him. He was on the Olympic team. He didn't play. Love his game. But he's in a not a great market.
Right.
I just think he's a great player that's not going to sell a lot of shoes, just like most.
Yeah. You got to get what you can if you're Puma. He's, I mean, they've got
all NBA level, all-star, like.
Right. LaMelo and Scoot are their 2 signature athletes right now. I know they have DeAndre Ayton as well. I mean, Tyrese does not have the marketability because LaMelo's been in the media for so long, but he's a better player. I mean, he's the best Puma player at this point by far. Well, maybe not by far, but clearly the best player.
Yeah.
And so that's good. I agree with you on the marketability side, the selling shoes side. I agree with you. I don't see him selling a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
I could see, however, Puma adding him as a signature athlete for the simple fact that he's a Devin Booker old school simple guy, whereas the other two signature shoes you have are way out there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, the Scoots are crazy looking. The LaMelos look like a burn victim's foot. And so so maybe you get a simple Puma dunk, for lack of a better term, from Tyrese, and that's the only thing I can give you. So
yeah,
you know
Tammy, like, absolutely love him. I think he led the NBA in assists last year. He's an all-star, gold medal. But he's just not, I don't even know what it is. I think it's a little bit of the market. Are you in you're going to be in agreement that it doesn't matter if he wasn't even a Nike or an Adidas guy, he's not going to sell a ton of shoes for some reason. And I don't know exactly what it is, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't seem he seems like a good ad for a Puma or New Balance level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, he doesn't have a large college fan base. I mean, he went to Iowa State, right? Yeah, there's just not a lot of mass appeal, I wouldn't think. Unless you're expecting him to make another jump like he did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
But I think you're correct in that Puma, you got to get what you can or take what you can get. This is a great grab if you're Puma. We lost Mason. So, and I don't have access to the slides. Puma, man, they're trying. They're trying to compete with the big boy, and you got to give them props for that. Anyway, but to Mason's point, a lot of the other shoes are just so, and I'm just not their demographic or whatever. He would say the same thing. The Mellows, I'm just not going to be there. I'm just not their customer. The Scoots they're crazy looking when we see a picture of them in just a second. And, I'm just too plain. I'm too old for something like that.
Hey, back.
All right, just going to the next slide. We talked about that enough. I got you.
Appreciate it. Well, we Puma later. But right now we've got a nice Uggs collab from the gallery department. And these are some hot garbage Uggs right here.
I don't know why. I think it's because gallery department, I'm not a big fan of them. I don't own any gallery department, but it's a thing. Like I feel like they're getting on up there with, right level below Gucci, right? That's what it kind of feels like.
They're very high price tag. I don't feel like they're as out of the box as this. I mean, I don't know. This is
I agree. This is maybe they're trying to go a different direction, and why UGG? I have no idea. But Uggs would you wear any of these?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I wouldn't wear UGG. So. I mean, I'm not the target market for UGG. I guess I get it from the gallery department's point of view, but I don't get it from UGG's point of view.
Well,
I guess you're reaching a new market, right? I mean,
plus, I mean, you gotta. If I'm UGG, and they're trying to breathe a new life into their brand, and I mean, it's just teenage girls that wear Uggs. Maybe I'm wrong. You got to start. It's exactly like Puma, right? Like beggars can't be choosers. If they're willing, if this brand that's status wise, like another one, the Chrome Hearts, right? Chrome Hearts comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they're like, it's like Gucci and Chrome Hearts, right? They got to do something, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big gallery department guy, but I mean, do they have other shoes? This might be their first foray into trying to.
They've done some Asics, I believe.
Have they?
I'm fairly sure.
Oh,
don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure we've seen some gel.
They're hideous.
Kayanas, maybe.
I feel like we talked about this many, many, many episodes ago that someday I will have a pair of cowboy boots, but there's no way in heck I'm going to own a pair of cowboy boots that got an Ugg bottom like this, much less the black.
Yeah. I don't think they're leather either. I think they're Ugg material still.
So, but why? Oh my gosh, the black sole on the brown boot, man.
Yeah.
Gross.
Tough. Ugly.
Tough.
Ugly look. Yeah. Sorry for you podcast listeners out there. Shout out to Fry Guy. Maybe Coop as well. I think Coop is a podcaster, not a YouTuber, but we've got 3 different Ugg and gallery department collab Uggs we're looking at. One is a denim, patchwork denim Ugg.
It's like jeans that were cut up in different shades.
Right, and all different shades of denim. You've got one that looks exactly like a cowboy boot. No heel, but just an Ugg bottom. And then there's one that looks like it's stamped and they pulled it out of the trash and covered it on an Ugg, right?
It looks more like a traditional, what I would say a traditional Ugg.
Traditional
It's the
Ugg
closest
with the
to a
stamp
traditional
of like a gallery department stamp.
Yeah.
Or stencil.
They're horrible guys.
Yeah. Well, we can move on. We've let our thoughts be known on those. So let's move on to Fear of God. The California boot. I don't think this is Adidas. I think this is simply.
Oh, see, I thought it was. No?
It could be. I'm not sure.
I thought it was.
This is a Yeezy rain boot, right?
Man, it's so phallic. It is a extreme.
I would just say it's more just a minimal rain boot. Mannequin.
It looks like it was
mannequin feet for sure.
Mannequin feet, phallic mannequin feet, nude colored. But I mean, I feel like we've just trashed Fear of God over time. I actually watched a little thing from Lorenzo today explaining why it took so long for the Adidas collab come out and all the stuff that the time that they took to do it. But then when you hear him say all these things and then this is what you get, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, there's a place for them. It's so minimal. I just don't even know what you do with it.
Who wears this? That we could totally profile these, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Profile.
You could profile this.
Hit me with it.
I feel like this is a teacher on a western coastal state, and she probably drives she either drives a Tesla or a Subaru. And she really cares about the environment, and she really is dedicated to saving sea turtles. She's got some different colors in her hair, flowy skirt, knit stockings, tattoo right here.
This is actually, not far off. I think you're really good at this game.
Oh, that's who's going to wear this boot.
Wow. Okay. That feels right. I could see that. I'm actually picturing this person in my head, and I can see them with these
You are
boots on.
shockingly good at this.
Alright. Well, next up, we got another brand. So we've hit Nike, we've hit Puma, we've hit UGG, um,
This is very
we hit
diverse.
Fear of God, and now we're gonna hit Saucony with a West Side Gun collab leak of 2 different shoes. Ooh. Um, so we've
I
got
sent
what
this in
the
because
Pro Grid Triumph 4. I actually already had these on here.
you did?
Yeah, and well, let me hear your thoughts first then.
Okay, so first of all, this is news because I'm a Griselda fan. Griselda reminds me of everything growing up East Coast hip hop, and so when you're that, you like Griselda, and if you don't, shame on you. Especially Conway the Machine and Benny the Butcher. Oh my goodness, they're two of my favorites. Current West Side Gun, don't love him. It makes sense he would pick Saucony.
There you go.
Saucony. It makes sense that he would because it's an East Coast. They're from. He's from Buffalo, New York. It's such an East Coast like hype shoe. Not even a hype
Yeah,
shoe. Like that's that. This makes total sense. Also, he's definitely a not mainstream guy.
right.
So it would make sense for Griselda to do a Nike, Adidas, a different.
Yeah.
This is perfect for them. I don't love the shoe. Again, I don't know why these guys pick these models that are just like the worst model in a shoes line. Like go basic. To start, go with the simple. Go with the simple. The New Balances that we like that are the whatever the not 997. I do like that one, but it's the old school feel. Not this doesn't feel like West Side Gun. The shoe doesn't.
I think we're in a huge runner phase though right now. And
Yeah, okay.
while I don't love these shoes, at the bottom, the polka dots on the bottom one kind of throw me off, but I think that's a shoe design. I don't think that's something he created. Anyways, the thing that is kind of weird that I would love to see in person is if you look at the tread view of these shoes, they're very pointy on the end.
Very pointy.
I can't imagine that looks normal because
Mm,
on the red and on the yellow side, like on the left or on the right side of the document, it's rounded. So is
mm.
that wrong on the tread view? I would think so, a little bit maybe. I can't imagine it being that pointy. Other than that, I I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I like the blue ones, I think, better than the red. I just don't love the knee or the puke green on the red.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, is the green throws it off.
Yeah, and so I like the blues and the yellows. I don't know.
Does
There's
this kind of remind you of a Marvel collab? It almost looks like a
Yeah,
Marvel. It almost looks like, the one below is Wolverine or Thanos, and the one on the top minus the green is Iron Man. It kind of feels like that. West Side Gun's a big wrestler, like he loves wrestling.
mm,
So I wonder, that would have made more sense if it was like an Undertaker shoe or a Hulk Hogan's shoe because he loves wrestling. But I don't. Yeah. The more we're talking about it, I don't love the model, and I feel like it should have been a little bit more simple. But whatever.
yeah, I would have liked instead of a all red shoe and an all blue and yellow shoe, I feel like I like the blue and yellow for the most part. I said I didn't like the polka dots, but, um, I wish we would've gotten one colorful one and then one with, like, the earth
Mm,
tones.
mm.
Um, I'm sure there's a story behind all this that'll come out later, which probably isn't fair to him, as the artist of we're not really getting the story of why we're seeing this. It's just, here's 2 shoes that we don't really understand. They don't look great, especially in this format. Um, So maybe that's not fair to him on one hand. But yeah, I think I would have liked a more muted one. Still with the runner. The runner is fine with me. Um,
Yeah, I don't mind the runner.
so yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
think
all Saucony has, Saucony. Like, that's all they got. They're a
right.
running shoe
Yeah.
company. So, I mean, you're going to have limited choices on those shoes anyway. All right,
Yeah.
let's roll. Go ahead.
All right. Sorry. I did want to say, did you know Saucony was they're like the same company as like Wolverine boots.
No,
I
I
feel
did
like
not
that
know
would have
that.
been a dope collab.
Wolverine boot.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe only because Biggie just had the Timberland and that's
Yeah,
the East
yeah.
Coast feel.
Exactly.
Okay.
There you go. All right, next up. This is something we have not seen. We're bouncing back to Nike. We've not seen this on a Kobe 6 before. Nike has never done this. We've got an all-star version of the Kobe 6 and I don't know what you call this, but it's like the snake skin
Yeah.
that's like bumpy on the whole upper of the Kobe 6 is stars now. So for our All-Star weekend next year, I think it's really cool. I
These
think
are
this is
really, really
awesome.
dope. Yeah. It feels like the Jaw 2.
Yeah, I
Very
was
Jaw
thinking the
2.
exact same thing because they can
I mean,
change the upper on it.
I
And I
immediately
think
pulled it up
that's
like,
yep. I think that's what I was kind of thinking of. They saw the Jaw 2. They've had all these ideas for the Jaw 2 coming out, and I feel like that sparked a why can't we do that with this Kobe 6?
mhm.
Because it feels like they should have done this before, right? At least on some level. The All-Star game is perfect execution for them to bring this to life. But
Dude,
yeah,
does it surprise you? This surprises me. The Jaw 2s are $120. Like, that's gotta be one of the more affordable, uh, P not PE, signature
shoes.
shoes. That's gotta be one of the most affordable ones out.
I would venture to say you're probably right.
I mean,
It's got
that's
to be.
crazy that it's that cheap.
I think the Sabrinas were more expensive. They were
Yeah.
130.
You can get a pair of Ja Morant shoes for $120, the newest model.
We
Anyway,
have yet to have Hayes wear test those, so we need a little performance review.
I have yet to wear my Ja ones. You're exactly right.
We need a hoop.
I don't even know if I want to. I don't know. I kind of everything I'm going to say from this point on is just a homer pick, and I'm just going to admit it. Shameless.
All right, let's hit a new sneaker brand then on this next one. We've got a Halloween edition of the newly released Dame 9. We got some slasher vibes coming through here with, I mean, the shoe before, they didn't even need to put the slasher blood on it. It already looked like a slasher shoe to me.
This is awesome execution.
Yeah.
The shoe looks like a shark. I don't love the shoe, but the picture of this post that was with it was like Dame dressed up as Freddy Krueger. That's just so dope for this shoe.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely sick.
Dame does a really good job on marketing. And I'm giving credit to Dame more than Adidas, but same thing.
I also like this, and I guess it's supposed to be blood. This faded on the sole,
Mm-hmm.
how it's got the whatever tie-dye
Like
look.
a marble, yeah.
Dude,
Marbled look.
This is such. I don't love the shoe. Great execution, great idea.
I think it's really interesting that, and it may be Fear of God influence, and maybe Yeezy influence, but every single Adidas signature shoe looks like it could be in the same line right now.
Mm.
Between the Hardens, they all have the same like lacing structure down to the toe box. The Hardens, the AEs, and now the Dames. I think this is the first Dame that we've seen it on, but we've seen it for the past 2 Hardens.
Mm.
And it's very Yeezy or Fear of God-esque, the way that it's put together, and it just feels like if somebody was gonna like one of those shoes, they're not gonna buy all 3 or 4 of them. They're only gonna buy one. So I would think like this, from what we've seen, and I think they're redoing the AE too. I think
You
they
think
have.
so?
We haven't seen anything else on it, and I just
We've
can't
seen a
imagine.
lot the last week.
The last week? Okay, I
Yeah,
haven't been plugged in
dude,
too
that's the
much.
shoe, man.
That's bad.
That's what we're doing. Does this look like it's probably a really heavy shoe though?
This looks
Because it
very
looks the
heavy.
sole just so large.
Yeah.
I mean, there, the whatever Ultra Boost technology. It's probably not. It just looks like that sole is
It
super
does.
super thick.
It looks really heavy. That's what I think. It looks like a foam heaviness to me.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of layers on there. I think that adds to it as well. Yeah. What's the YKW71I?
Don't know.
You know what?
I couldn't tell you.
I bet that's the. You know what? You know what it is? I don't know.
He stole my catchphrase.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Dame listens to the podcast.
He does. Absolutely. All right, let's see if we can hit another sneaker brand on the way out. There we go. Coming through. I think this is sneaker brand number 6.
Very
Anta
diverse.
coming out with their Kyrie Chief Gila, I think is the name of this colorway. It's the moccasins that we saw in the NBA Finals. Coming with some really dope socks. They look like stance socks.
Yeah, they do. The socks are really great.
Yeah, the socks are awesome. It comes with, I don't know what this little round thing is in the bottom.
It's almost like a dream catcher, I bet.
Maybe a dream catcher, and then a really cool bucket hat. Hayes, would you be in the market for that bucket hat?
Probably not. I really like this shoe, even though I'm not in the market for it. I love the idea and the story, and the colors are great. I don't love the little skirt thing, just for the simple fact that I don't know. I just wouldn't wear them.
Yeah.
The strap throws this shoe off. If there's no strap, I don't know. Something about the strap placement in the brown it just doesn't look right on the color.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the second iteration of the Kyrie looks like, because of the strap.
Yeah.
Because as I'm thinking about Kyrie's former shoes, he had a strap on the first 3, I think, Kyrie's with Nike. And then he didn't after that. And I wonder if that was Nike trying to take his power away and not letting him have the shoe that he wants. Because, towards the end, he said he was finally free after he said all that stuff with Nike and got out of his contract. They fired him. And maybe he wanted maybe he just didn't get what he wanted with Nike. And the shoes, like we heard him talk about the shoes in a very negative way. I think on the Kyrie 5 or 6 maybe. And so now I'm replaying all his shoes in my mind. The Kyrie 1 did not have a strap, but I think the 2, 3, and 4 might have. Don't hold me to that, but I know 2 of them did. Regardless, it's interesting to see this has a strap on a low top, which he hadn't worn in the past really. But man, circling back to something you said, Kyrie's an excellent storyteller.
Yeah.
I mean,
go Heels, but I like Kyrie.
Yeah. I mean, he's just an interesting guy. And that's a story enough of just him in himself. I think some of his ideas are a little out there, namely flat Earth. But yeah, he is a very interesting person who I don't feel like does anything just to do it. So we'll see if that translates into the rest of the stuff he does for Anta. But Yeah. Anything else on this one?
No, it's good.
Okay, we're circling back to another brand that we've already hit now. Going to the Fear of God. We're looking at Fear of God Basketball 2 for Adidas. Wild hands. But shoe is not that different from the first iteration that we saw.
No. And it looks big and clunky.
Big and clunky. So the first iteration, from the first iteration of the Fear of God Basketball Adidas shoe, it looks like they kind of just turned the 3 stripes and made them sublimated and not plastic on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like this one better from this view. Chunky sole on this one.
Yeah, similar to the
but
Dame.
I like this one better than the first one, and I think this is a decent shoe. Now the price tag will not warrant what this shoe is going to be. Right. This is not a 400. This is a $120 Ja Morant, same price range as that. But I've never seen a Fear of God in the wild other than the Nike ones.
I haven't.
Have you?
No.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I did see,
and it's been a long time since I've seen the Nikes. In fact, when I see them, I'm wearing them.
Yeah, and I know those were somewhat limited, right? Or were they not?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So
they're a regular rotation. I like them, the black ones.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep on moving with the news. We got a collab from Adidas.
Keep on trucking.
Adidas, Messi,
this was
and Bad Bunny brought in some. I think they're calling this a cardboard collab. So you've got Bad Bunny doing a Gazelle indoor. It has Leo on it, and I don't know if it's what it says on the other one. And then Messi side has a cleat that is the same cardboard colorway with Argentina hits of light blue and white for the 3 stripes. This is the Adizero F50 cleat. I think the cleat is really, really dope. I think it's really cool.
I think the indoor is really, really dope.
Yeah.
This is the perfect colorway for you and me. We love this colorway. It doesn't matter what shoe it is. Brown. It reminds me of the brown paper bag, the Pusha T's one of my favorite shoes. But the indoor one looks like the basically like a blazer. Really like a low blazer. Love it. This is dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both of these are awesome. Something maybe surprising. I get soccer cleats, but does Messi not have his own signature shoe? That seems weird, right? Like, he is the biggest athlete in the world, name-wise. And so I would think a company like Adidas would just, maybe he doesn't want one, but I think as a part of the contract,
throw the bank at him, pull up the Brinks truck.
I mean, goodness, it's freaking Messi. Even if it's a Gazelle or a indoor soccer shoe, you got to give him his own shoe. And maybe the F50. Maybe I'm an idiot, and maybe the F50 is his. But I would think you'd put his name on it if it was his.
Yeah.
One small detail I love about these as well on the cleat is the tongue tag. It's just like a simple stitched. I think it just looks really cool, and I don't feel like it's on a cleat a lot that way. So, yeah, look up these F50s and the Gazelle Indoor Messi Bad Bunny collab. This feels like a perfect collab, mirroring sports and music.
Yeah,
from Adidas, both already with Adidas. Easy execution for them, but I mean, shout out to them for bringing this together.
This is dope.
Yeah. I don't feel like we have a lot of Adidas praise all the time, but they really hit a home run on this one.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, cool. Next up, we've talked about this in the past, a little Supreme Lego collaboration. You sent this in, so I'll let you give a little detail on this.
The thing that's cool about this Obviously, Supreme, they're whatever right now. Even though they had a decent collab with the Jordan collab this past week.
You are a sucker for Supreme. You are. You are.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't think I am anymore. I would have said 2 years ago that would have been true.
Okay.
I still got a bunch of Supreme stuff that floats around because I have it from years back, but nonetheless, what's cool about this is that there's a voting that's going on, and if they get enough, I think it's like 10,000 signatures, then this will come to life. And
Oh,
this would
okay.
be this is a cool set. I mean, my kids love Legos. I can't tell you how many barrels of Legos right over here. This would be cool. This is just a cool idea. And all the accessories that would come with this particular set would be really dope. But anyway, I mean, they've done the White House. They've done all sorts of things. Friends, Lego Friends, right? It's like Chandler and so I mean, I don't know. I just think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm really excited about the Nike Lego collaboration or deal. Yeah. I hope that comes out soon. Next up we got our only true segment, Sneaker Sommeliers, where each step is savored and every soul scent tells a story.
So good.
And the only one I think this week, I'm very interested on how we're going to somm this shoe. We've mentioned it earlier in the episode, and it's the Puma 2 or Puma Scoot. I messed up the name on the slide, but these are called the Scoot 02s. Scoot 0 is the name of the shoe. This is the second edition. Go ahead and try to somm this for us.
All right. So got some, remember the Jeremy Scott Adidas that had the wings and stuff? So number one, a bag of Cheetos for sure. The LaMelos.
A little bit soul-wise.
A Takis bag. No, you're not picking up the Takis in the back?
I see what you're talking about.
But these look like they are a broken ankle waiting to happen. The cut is so dang low. Look how... Am I wrong there?
It does look like it on foot, especially on the inside.
What was the KD that had the... Remember how the tongue was kind of sideways? The weird tongue?
Is that the 6? Is that the Christmas ones that you had?
Yes. It feels like that in terms of the cut. Like, I would never play basketball on those because they were cut so low.
Yeah. I like those. I know a lot of people who played in those back in the day.
Yeah, lots.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear, like, what are they thinking with the... I mean, I think it's a hideous shoe, and the color does not make it any better.
Yeah. This is a very interesting... the whole idea of this shoe, from the athlete to... I mean, mainly the athlete, but, like, if you're Puma... There's a number of players who don't have signature sneakers who I think you could have gotten to a deal with that have more name marketability, that could come up with a lot better shoe. I just don't know, like, other than the AAU fifth
That's
grade
what I
team.
was... Dude, this feels like a dude that's a product of the AAU system who played in the overtime elite. This feels like a Scoot Henderson, played in the G League. I mean, it feels like that guy.
Yeah,
but not in a good, like, he's a
right.
grown
But
up,
if you're
man. He's a grown man playing the
yes,
NBA, not in a 5th grade gym.
agreed. Also, with that, if you're Puma, I'll say LaMelo may be a little different story. But for Scoot, what gives him the right to have full creative control over this shoe?
No.
As an NBA player, I was a huge. You can go back and hear me talk about Scoot. I thought he was going to be the best in the draft class. Like, I was all in. I liked his first shoe. I thought it was a little more simple than this. It was a little more simple than this, but like, okay, you just saw Scoot's rookie year. He scored 11 points a game, 6 assists. Decent. I mean, it's not bad. But like, what gives him the right to get full creative control on a shoe? This is why Puma comes out with this.
Hey, listen.
Because Nike is not Nike doesn't even let LeBron might be the only one, and LeBron doesn't even want to design his own shoe. LeBron might be the only one that has veto capabilities for Nike on a shoe. Everybody else, you get what you get. And maybe Kevin Durant has, I don't think he has much input, but maybe he has a little. But I mean, Adidas is the
if
same
you're
way.
a young guy and you see, man, I can go to Puma and they'll let me do whatever I want to. There's something cool about that. I mean, I don't love that, but I do love the freedom of if he gets to pick exactly what he wants and he gets to create it. I mean, that's cool. I hate that his idea sucks, but I mean, the principle, I love it.
Yeah.
But the kids are going to love the shoes, and no way in heck an adult is going to wear this shoe.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and do my summing. I'll use some elements that you used because I think you were spot on some of them. But if you can picture this in your head, we will go with the LaMelo Ball midsole as the base. The toe box, very flaming hot Cheeto bag.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the Puma douche, but inside the Puma douche is black. Inside the Puma douche is a Jordan 5 shark tooth.
Yes.
In white. After that, on the back half of the shoe, I get major poison dart frog. Is that what it's called?
Okay.
Like a poisonous frog that you see at the zoo, the little brightly colored ones on there. And then the like where the laces are threaded through, that to me, I don't have anything to compare this to other than it looks like if I were to just freehand draw what I want the side of a kid's shoe to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just looks like he drew it with his hand. And they're like, yeah, that's perfect. We'll just put
Let's
that
put these
on the shoe.
wings
Like,
on there.
we don't need
And why does it have a little money pouch scrotum on the tongue? What is that little black scrotum?
Yeah, you nailed it on the Jeremy Scott wings. And the tongue is almost like a Jordan 6 tongue.
Maybe. Listen, guys, there is no rhyme or reason to any of this shoe, including the color. You got
you got
Cheetos
reds.
bag, you got dark purple, you've got teal. Mind you, he plays for the Blazers. They're black and red and white. The sole, and then the sole is just bright red that looks like almost like the sole off the Wave Runner in some ways. It's just, this just looks like they, oh man. Do you remember the one more Psalm thing? Do you remember Willy Wonka, the OG? Do you remember the everlasting gobstopper?
Yeah.
That's what this looks like.
Yeah.
It is an everlasting gobstopper.
That's so weird.
So odd that he's going to play ball in these. He's going to play an NBA game in these in 2 weeks.
This is such a bad shoe that the Big Baller brand had better shoes than this.
Wow. Wow. But come to Puma, you can do what you want at Puma. What do they have to lose? Let the guys have control and do what they want.
Those
Okay.
wings looks like they're colored with a crayon.
Very
I
much
think they
so.
are.
Very, very colored with a crayon.
All right. Well, that's enough. We just spent 50 minutes on news, and you guys don't even come here for the
So
news.
much news.
We ain't
Dan.
got no Dan Duel this
Oh,
week, but
man.
Dan, we want you to come back. Landon, we need you to come back as
We
well.
really need y'all next week because I won't be here. Maybe, potentially, probably will be. Maybe, potentially, probably will be.
Whew. All right. Hopefully I won't have to work tonight after this podcast. But I guess let's life update, man. What you got?
I don't have a lot. I'm going to Florida allegedly next week.
Yeah.
We'll see. Kind of feels weird that I'm going to go to a vacation as much crap as they've been through, and I don't particularly feel good about that at this moment in time, but I need a break. I'm really excited to get to go to the coast. I always am. And
where you're going, they never get hit. So
I know, but still, I still feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I do know why, because I care about people. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, we're on I think week 3. I'm on like day 18 or 19 in a row of work.
Bro.
Yeah, we're tired over here. I'm sure you can see it if you're on the YouTube.
So I'm surprised you were even be able to get on the last couple weeks. I'm shocked.
Yeah, no, you still got to live your life even when you're working. So tomorrow is going to be pretty crappy, and Friday. But
you're talking about
hey,
post the second
yeah, post storm is when everything's going to hit. We're going to have to do a lot of work, but that's okay. We'll get everybody everything they need. That's enough about work. I had to restart. I didn't have to, but I felt like I needed to restart my 75 hard. So this is day 3 for me. I never really dropped off on the food. I was pretty good. I had some cookies here and there, but kind of going by, instead of the 80-20 rule, I'm trying to go 90-10. So 90% real food, and that other 10%, maybe every 4th day or so, trying maybe getting a little cookie in or something sweet. Just so, I don't.
That's not hard.
What are you
getting a little
about?
cookie in?
You can't just go cold turkey on everything.
Yes,
You're just
you
gonna
can.
end up.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
you can.
All right,
I'm
look,
done.
I'll go like a cookie a week or something for you,
dude. Cut.
You had
Listen.
pasta
Listen.
on Saturday.
Yeah, I did. What am I? That's so hypocritical. I mean, the first time when I was really doing it hardcore. That's what I mean. But like this other dude that I did this with once was like, yeah, I'm going to do 75 soft, and guess what that meant? He was eating good besides pizza, and once a week he'd eat almost a whole pizza. Like, that's not. You're not doing anything. You are negating anything you do by eating pizza. You got to cut the cookie, bro. Get something else. Get a little bar go to the keto section or the health section and get some bars. They're good bars that taste decent.
I did try a cookie out of a bag today. It was free. It was not good. So I only ate about half of it and I threw it away. But I'm trying to switch over to like a dark chocolate covered almond. That's a lot better.
Now we're getting somewhere. Dark chocolate's really good for you.
It actually is. Yeah. It's good for your heart.
It is good for your heart.
That seems
counterintuitive.
Yes, counterintuitive. Great word. But anyways, surprisingly for me, water has been extremely easy. I did not think that was going to be easy for me. The volume of reading, I can read every day. I don't always get to the full 10 pages. And it's hard because I'm reading the Bible usually on my phone. And so that's hard to know when the 10 pages is. What else? Yeah, the sweets I've done pretty good for the most part. I'm not talking. I mean, cookie here or there. Trying to do if I do eat a cookie, I'm eating a homemade cookie,
Oh,
real
that's so much
ingredients.
better. Yeah.
It is so much better actually, Hayes.
All
It
right.
is.
Tell yourself that.
So, no canola oil, no seed oils. So much better for you.
Hmm.
So, yeah. No alcohol. I've still been good on that. Trust me, over these last 2 weeks, I could have previously I would have had a whole bottle of Jack in these last 3 weeks. Easy.
No doubt about
Easy.
But you know
So,
how far I've come. I'm going to be on vacation next week, and historically, that would admit that I would have had quite a bit. And it's not even a thing. I'm even, you know what? Maybe one night I have a beer. Maybe I don't even think about it anymore.
it is incredible how fast your appetite and taste buds for things can change.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm started over, but we would be about 3 weeks in. You're about 3 weeks in to when maybe 2.
Something like that.
But yeah, I picked up that cookie today and I scanned it with my little clean app. It was not good. And I took a bite and it did not taste good. Like this cookie, it was just like, I don't know. My body over the last 2 weeks has been so used to real food. And I was just amazed that like something that I crave all the time, just like it almost made me sick to my stomach of like this cookie I'm getting out of a bag. It just, I don't know. It tasted terrible. It does not taste good at all. And I think that's something to say of like, we've been eating real foods for 10,000 years and these cookies have been made recently in the past few years. So,
Have you gotten to the you have to pee a dozen times a day yet?
oh, I'm not through that.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
still peeing a lot.
I'm
I was drinking so much water today that I had to look up how much water was unsafe to drink. I wasn't even
Did you
approaching that
know
much.
did you know I learned this not too long ago? When you drink a gallon of water a day, if you pee the next morning, it's 8 pounds worth that comes out. 8 pounds of water overnight.
Like, throughout the day?
If you drink a gallon of water a day, you pee out 8 pounds of water.
Interesting. How does that work?
Smart
Is a
person that
gallon
also
8 pounds?
I guess. I don't know. I'm just telling you this a smarter person than me that's gone hardcore told me that because he did all the research. I was like, "Oh, wow."
Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been so hydrated in my life, and it feels great.
Yeah, bro, that feels so good.
But yeah, don't worry about somebody. I think told my wife because she always drinks a lot of water that you can flood your cells. That's like if you're drinking 48 ounces an hour
Yeah,
over
you're not
multiple
even
hours.
remotely close to that.
There's no way. I calculate, I write it down. So this was like while I was at work, how
Look at
much I
that.
had 112 ounces. But that was like over what is that? A 5-hour span. I
Yeah.
had 112.
Yeah, you're peeing a lot, buddy.
What'd you say?
You're peeing a lot.
Oh, you're getting a little choppy for me.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's call it because I'm tired.
Let's call it. Hurricane's coming through. We love you all. Hey, I wanted to ask. We
P.
mentioned
Diddy.
WikiWatch.
Oh, dude. P. Diddy. Oh. All right. Sorry. WikiWatchy.
How there is alligators in every still standing water in Florida. How is there not in WikiWatch? Is it because it's clear water?
It's there might be alligators in there. I mean, last time I was there, I saw otters in the wild, so there could be alligators.
But you guys were just swimming in it, right? Or you were in canoes?
I'm sorry, there are alligators because I've seen them. Little caimans, like ones that are 4 or 5 feet long. So I didn't see like a full blown like 12-footer, but I've seen alligators. multiple. They're scared of you,
They
buddy.
don't
They're not gonna mess with you unless you're going after them. In my experience, just watch where they
alligators
are.
are scared of anybody.
It's just a little caiman, man. Anyway,
Like they
prayers
don't
up
eat
for
They don't
Wikiwachi.
eat manatees. I thought manatees were real gentle.
The thing that threatens the manatees the most are the boats that are on that river. That's the biggest issue with the manatees. It's not alligators.
Like powered boats.
Yes.
Not like canoes.
Imagine when you see like a hyena go after an elephant. That's probably what it's like when one of these caimans go after a manatee. Like you're not going to stand much of a chance, even though as docile as a manatee is. Their skin is real, real thick, and I don't know. Maybe that's a bad analogy. But anyway, yes, I have seen alligators, caiman, whatever you want to call it.
I wanted to go to Wikiwachi until you told me that, so I'm out now.
Oh, dude, you gotta go.
We love you all. We thank you for being on episode 189 of the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.
Prayers to Florida, and
prayers
Georgia,
to Florida. Amen.
North Carolina, and East Tennessee. Thinking about you. Love you.
Amen to it all. We love you all, and we'll give Hayes a little lo-fi. Maybe leave us with an inspiring message. Maybe make up a poem.
No. Here's what I have to say. Repent and turn away from the bad in your life and go run into the arms of Jesus, because he loves you and wants a relationship with you. In the good times and the bad, he wants you to seek him. So go seek him.
Perfect. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.